she is. Mother Jones, here to remember.
I bring you greetings from the workers of the world. We gather here each May 1st to remember those who lived and died for fair wages, equality, and justice. I petitioned to be buried here in the United Miners Cemetery, and they granted this old woman that request. It's been my permanent home ever since. You know, a reporter asked me where my home was, and I said it's like my shoes. Well, there's a fight against wrong. Oh, but long ago I had a home. I had a husband, George, a staunch United Union iron molder worker. We had 4 lovely children in Memphis. We heard that a more dangerous epidemic was coming, a 3rd wave of yellow fever. And within 1 week, that yellow scourge took my husband and all 4 of my children. I wrapped them in the quilts that I had so carefully stitched to keep them warm in the Memphis winters. And I wrapped my husband in a wedding quilt. In the evenings, among the neighbouring mournful wails, I waited until the very last moment to place their bodies outside the door, because our home was posted with a quarantine sign on it, and no one could come in or out. The priest couldn't come in to bless their bodies one last time. No one could come in or out. There was no school, there was no church going on, nothing. No one could comfort me. I waited for the very last moment to slip their little bodies outside the door where the death wagon would come down and pick them up, and was taken into a mass grave. I didn't know where. And I leaned against the door after I closed it, left alone with that stone-cold silence. It's been 155 years since I've held my husband's hand and kissed the brows of my children one last time. They were taken into the mass grave, there with our neighbours, our friends, our children's playmates. There was no marker to show that they had been loved and cared for. Until now, Nelson, until now. No tender hand could place a flower at their grave. Until now. Now we have a place to remember them. Perhaps a mockingbird sings sweetly over their resting place, and the wildflowers' gentle perfume wafts upon the spring breeze. But now we have a place. My memories of their short lives have been joined in a tapestry of the labourers that have gone on before us. Grief never ends. Grief never ends. It merely changes form. And the union became my family. It became my home, my church, my school. It was the union that I stayed with until my last day. As you gaze around here at these monuments, you're going to see different names on all the stones, names from countries all around the world. Realize that somewhere a loved one waited and got that dreadful news that their child wasn't coming home. And they had to trust that the union cared for that body, cared for their child's body in death as they had in life. As each weary labourer rests upon the benches out here, I pray that they will feel the touching love that Mother has for them. I'm honoured that you've chosen to memorialise my husband and children in the Union Miners Cemetery alongside my mortal remains. I want to thank each and every one of you for your compassion and your very generous contributions toward the only memorial ever erected to my husband and children. That recognizing the moment, the very moment that transformed a simple wife and mother into the most dangerous woman in America. Pray for the dead, but fight like hell for the living.
I'm